really mapping out hiring processes and when should we hire instead of it feels like we need to hire somebody. What do the metrics say? And then we hire based on metrics.
In part one of our conversation with Jim Johnson from Mobile Solutions, he talked about starting a small company on a family loan and taking it from 6 employees to 100. In part two of our conversation, he tells us how you may not want to be the smartest person in the room, and he offers some key advice on how to grow your company. Obviously, as over the years, as you mentioned, it changes as you see the market evolve and to what your customers need. What difficulties have you had to face in the past 9 years that other business owners and leaders can learn from that you were able to overcome?
Yeah, early on in my career, I made the mistake of not surrounding myself with people that were better than me. And I was more threatened by that and not able to embrace that. I would tell you that right from the beginning of starting Mobile Solutions, that's where it changed, was bringing people in. And the first position that we brought in was a CFO, somebody to just help automate this business from a financial perspective and really give the visibility into myself and my business partners so that we could steer the right course, make the right decisions at the right time, instead of make a decision only to find out months down the road that maybe that was the wrong decision. Really mapping out hiring processes and when should we hire instead of it feels like we need to hire somebody. What do the metrics say? And then we hire based on metrics. So our CFO did a tremendous job. I would tell you that those were some of the challenges that I had early on in my career, was again not having the resources or being more threatened by the resources. And it sounds bad to be threatened by that, but I'd be lying if I said anything other than that. And so radical transparency is only the only way that you get better. And those were some of the early on mistakes that I made in my career. The challenges that we have today, they're still the same. I mean, we have people challenges as you grow, right? We want to make sure that our staff is adequately supported. We have challenges with how we go to market and serve customers. And, I'm happy that we have those challenges because it allows us to make iterations in our process and make those changes when we need to. But none of the challenges that we have today scare me. I'm refreshed when I see the team jump on an issue and attack it. We are a team-oriented organization here. We are not a team of eyes or individuals. We're just not. I mean, we tackle a problem together, and we typically will bring resources from every department in so we could get different perspectives. And that's kind of how we solve those challenges. So
I appreciate that insight of learning yourself of what is a barrier for growth, bringing in those right people and have that team atmosphere. As you move forward, where do you see the business in 5 years from now?
Yeah, I would tell you, obviously doing what we're doing today, we will continue to enhance our offering. Today, we're a mobile-only organization. We will get into the traditional telecom expense management, so on your fixed lines, networking capabilities, and we will break into the cloud. One area that we've recently started doing here in the last year is actually licensing our product. And so we'll see a big lift in 2019. We've got roughly a dozen white label, or not white label, powered by partners today. And we see that being the kind of the next evolution of the business, where we're empowering them to be successful, and then we're supporting them on the back end, and we're letting the product speak for itself.
Fascinating. So just being a platform that other providers can use.
Correct.
Now, to realize this vision of both continued growth of whether it's licensing or expanding into other services, whether it's cloud or telecom, what kind of challenges do you see you're going to have to overcome to realize this vision?
Yeah, I think it really comes down to process. And we're big on process around here. We don't just say, hey, this sounds like a good idea, just somebody go do it. That's not how it works. Again, we all sit in a room and we know this business very well. So it's, from a powered by perspective, it's relatively simple. It's more about what are the challenges going to be in managing and supporting that partner? Because we are the heaviest users of the product, they are not. that will be one of the areas that we'll want to focus on is how do we support that partner to make sure that they feel good about their go-to-market strategy and know that they've got a really good partner supporting them in the background.
Are there any specifically books or audiobooks or podcasts that you're reading or listening to, or blog posts that you're engaging with for new insight?
Yeah, I mean, for me right now, it's really around leadership. And so I'm a big Brene Brown fan. Right now I'm reading Dare to Lead. I'm almost done with it, but for me, it's one of those where I'm gonna read it 3 or 4 times, not just cover to cover the first time. So that's where it really starts to sink in. So that's the current book I'm reading right now, and it's really just around cultivating that leadership and what's that next level of leadership look like, not only for myself but for my team. And so how can I be best prepared to support my leadership team?
Love it. Last question here I have for you personally. What upcoming technology are you most excited about?
I would say AI.
Okay.
And really trying to learn how that can apply to our business and through our brains that we're building out today, how that can apply to the brains. I think that's probably the most exciting thing that I've seen today. I mean, just the brains themselves and watching them operate today and how they can transform what we're doing and transform Max, our product. I would tell you that more than anything else, that's exciting. And when our team starts to see that the investments that we're making to make their positions and their professions here better, everyone's supportive of the direction that we're going in.
How long was it a journey before you guys, you said in April that you started this journey of implementing these different bots, these brains. How long before that did it take for you to say, okay, yes, let's hit the go button and start implementing and programming and working on it?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. So basically the idea came and they're like, let's make it happen.
Idea came, we proofed it out. I had my team present it in our board meeting, and the board, it was a unanimous decision.
Wow. Quick execution.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to be, right? I wouldn't say sometimes. I'd say as long as you've got all the data points you need to make a decision, we're going to make good decisions.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for the insight you shared and this journey that you're on. Where can people go to learn more, and what's a good first step that they can take?
Yeah, so they can go to mobilesolutions.net. And a good first step when they're there is to read the products that we're offering and then look at the sales process that we have today. We're unique in that way that we there's a lot of effort that goes into our sales process and to make sure that customers are very comfortable with who we are and what we do before they come on board.
Have you seen a company using AI, machine learning, or other technology to transform the way we live, work, and do business? Go to uptechreport.com and let us know.